do, Yusef? My name is Jaja Hubbard, and I'm from I Said It, as well as 910 AM Superstation here in Detroit. And I want to thank you, first of all, for coming out to the city and showing love and representing not only as an actor, but as a black man doing your thing, okay? So my question to you is, in the scene where you were holding Meech, he had just gotten shot. And so we from Detroit, and unfortunately we have had the titles of the murder capital of the world. And so many young men are being murdered, as well as young women. What are some thought processes or some ways that we can prevent this stuff from happening in real life? Because although you play a character and that stuff is happening in its fiction, but what about the stuff that's really happening in our city? Because we just found a 22-year-old on the freeway, and it's real life stuff that's happening. So what would you say to prevent these real life things from happening, and how do you feel about those type of scenarios?
First of all, I want to say thank you for having me in your city. I love Detroit. You know, it's a second home. But to answer that question, I feel as though, like, with the youth, a lot of the youth don't have nobody to look up to. So it's like, you know, a lot of people that's older try to, you know, show them the way, but they're not going to look up to people that's like in their 30s or 40s or nothing like that, because they feel as though they don't relate to them.
Yeah.
So I feel as though, like, the older brothers or cousins, they need to be able to step up, create some type of program where the people that they do actually look up to is holding them accountable. Having programs, keeping kids in sports, keeping kids, finding out what they like to do. Maybe somebody like music, maybe somebody like acting like me. Maybe somebody like writing. And then we have these type of things where they could be able to burn all that excess energy, and they won't have no time to even dwell in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Cut it off at the youth. That way, when they get to about the 14, 15, 16, at those dangerous levels for, you know, black youth, they are already indulging in, you know, their dream activities. So I feel as though that's a start. You know what I mean?
I love it, Big Yusef. Okay. Okay. That was my question. Thank you.
Oh, no. Thank you.
Next person. We were going from this area, and so next person.
Okay. Hello, Yusef.
Hello.
I am excited to be here. I am Lola, and I am from the Black Party radio show, WHPR. We are so excited to have you in our city.
Oh, yeah.
We have had an opportunity to see you doing Black Lightning, to see you doing P-Valley, and now on the infamous BMF Series.
Yeah.
So tell me, how much did you learn about Detroit culture doing this thing?
Oh, man, I've been to Detroit about, this might be my 8th time. I ate a Coney dog.
Okay. It ain't right if you don't get it right.
I got lost one time in Southwest D.
Okay.
You know, they showed me love though. You know, I still have a car. You know what I'm saying? But I learned a lot about Detroit, especially being around. You know, the person I played, Roland West. She showed me around. He showed me like some of the suburbs, some of the other areas in Detroit. He showed me like some of y'all notable areas. You know, I went to Motown, saw that. And he just gave me the whole spiel about, you know, how y'all had basically like the automobile industry on lock and everything like that, to like how things are transitioning now and all that. So it's been a big history lesson, not only just for the show, but just in general, you know what I'm saying? And also, like, Detroit actually really looks like my neighborhood. So I always, like, feel at home, like, from the highways to everything, because I'm from Camden, New Jersey. It's like, it's so alike.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. Big shout out. We appreciate having you here, all the way from your hometown, your love to our love. We appreciate that. Detroit is coming all the way up. Like you said, we were the motor capital of the world, and we're about to be the film capital of the world.
Yeah. I'll take it over too.
Having you right here. Take it over.
Hey, how easy was it for you to transition into this role from your everyday life?
I feel as though, well, my life now, I would say that it's been like a little, how can you say it, like taking a couple steps backwards, because, you know, I'm not into the things that I play now. But as a youth, you know, I related to Roland youth days so much, you know, being in the midst of the atmosphere of, you know, violence, dysfunction, and everything like that, and be able to, you know, keep a level head and be able to show your loyalty to your friends, whether they're right or wrong, they're right, until you let them know probably that they're wrong. But having that camaraderie in these crazy conditional, like the projects and all this other stuff, dealing with enemies, dealing with, you know, just trying to stay above water with money, food, and provide for your family, all that chaos can be overwhelming. So after I get into that process, I do have to take time, you know, to get back out of it, because that's something that I don't want to dwell on or stay in. Nobody should have to. You know what I'm saying? We all want to elevate up. So.
Okay, Yusef, I'm Sam J. I'm from the Winner's Circle Podcast. Welcome to our city. So, per your story, is you moved from Hammond, New Jersey to Atlanta with $2,000. How does one do that? Managing yourself as well, right?
Yeah, I would say I've been trying to move to like Atlanta, Georgia since like 2009. But me, I always had that fear that I couldn't do it on my own. I always was trying to convince my friends, like, yo, we all got these talents. Let's go to Atlanta and let's take over. You know what I'm saying? But after years of just dealing with, trying to lie to myself, like, I'm not afraid or whatever the case may be, it's my friends' fault. That's why they're not doing it. I got tired of that, and I had to look myself in the mirror and realize, like, yo, only person that's going to be able to achieve your dreams is you. So at that point, I started working at Walmart. I was working at this car wash called Route 42 Car Wash. And I was at this Hattonfield, it's like a country club. So I had 3 jobs at the same time. You know, I have a daughter too. So just saving up as much as I can, and then, you know, dealing with my family, they was like, we don't want you to go out there. You feel me? That's the dumbest thing ever. Like, you do that, you're not going to succeed. This type of stuff don't happen for people like us. But, you know, I was like, you know, I love my family, you feel me? I love my mom, God rest her soul. But I was like, at that time, bump what y'all saying. I'm bigger than this city. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I had saved up about $2,000. I said, you know what? I'm going to get my Walmart job transferred to Atlanta. That's all I got to do. As long as I got a job, I'm good. I ain't had no place to stay, no none of that, just a car. Saved that up, got the oil change. Straight down there, I was playing Drake the whole way down. You know what I mean? And it was a feeling of, I felt like so superior within myself, because this is a new feeling. I never did this before, but at the same time, I knew that I wasn't going to fail. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was. And from there, I was like, you know what? No matter what, I don't care what happened in the land. I don't care if I go broke. I don't care if I lose anything. I'm going to get it back. But I'm not coming back to my hometown, because I'm worth more. I'm worth achieving my dreams. You know? So it was just by all any means. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay. So I just want to say, before I even introduce myself, shout out to you, because I moved to Atlanta with 2 suitcases and a Honda. I drove down there with nothing. So I get the hustle. I admire that about you. That's definitely what's up. But I'm more so behind the scenes. I'm a director. But my question is for all of my actors that's on my platform. What advice can you give them as far as going from the indie film industry to getting like Hollywood, mainstream, SAG gigs? Like, what kind of advice would you give to them?
The first advice I would give to them is know what exactly is your end game. Are you in it for the fame? Are you in it for the money? Are you in it for the notable roles? None of those answers is wrong. But identify that first. And once you identify that, you start moving strategic. Like, if I want to become, I guess, like a mainstream actor, and I'm not. So from there, the main thing is training. I'm going to look up all the top acting coaches there is, because I want all their names on my resume. So then, however you got to get it, get the money. No excuse. This industry is a no excuse policy. If you can't do something, oh, well, we got a million other actors. So once you get that in your place, like, yo, by any means, get the bread up. Treat your dream like a first-class ticket. You get what I'm saying? Don't ever treat your dream like it's a hobby, because you're going to get hobby results. You know, if this coach costs $1,000 a month, and that's what you need to do, then that's what you need to do, because somebody is doing it. So from there, You know what I mean? That's a start, building that resume with the coaches and everything like that. After about maybe 6 months to a year, maybe 2, you feel me? Most agents look for it for 2 years. Start looking for the local agencies, you get what I'm saying? Start doing, if they've been doing indie films already, so they got a reel, so they got something to work with. And then, start doing that. But one thing I would say to, actors that's not signed and, they're looking to is, it's this thing called actorsassets.com where it's a lot of big roles and independent roles and stuff like that on there. But what you don't want to do is submit to a big role and you're not ready. And because just like people remember good work, these casting directors remember bad work. And then you could Tyler Perry, casting director Raven Drummer, she submits all of his stuff on Actors Assets for unsigned actors too, right? So you might see that and you be like, "Ooh, I'm about to become the next series regular of Tyler Perry film." And then you do the audition, and God forbid if you're terrible, Raven going to remember that. And not saying she does, because I'm not paying with no words in Raven's mouth. But some casting directors might be like, "Oh, this person's not ready." If I see their face, give them a year or 2 or whatever. And let's just say you did that audition this month, and then now you got an agent in July, and now that agent is submitting you to this casting director, and they wonder why they're not getting nothing back. It's because you already blackballed yourself in that casting director's eyes as somebody that's not ready. So don't pit the cart. Wait, is it the horse before the cart or the cart before the horse?
Cart before the horse.
The cart before the horse. You know what I'm saying? And right there, you off to a great start.
Thank you so much.
I guess I'm next. Hi, Yusef. I'm Harmony. I'm 1/3 of the reality check team. See him behind me. My question for you is, you were aspiring to be a music producer prior to acting. What made you want to step into the realm of acting, and was it a difficult transition switching over?
Well, that's one of the main reasons why I moved to Atlanta after, I graduated college for audio engineering. So I definitely wanted to involve myself in producing in Atlanta because I was known for being a big beat battle producer. I was winning a lot of competitions. But once I got to Atlanta, it was as if I seen this TV show called Greenleaf. Do you know what it is?
I'm familiar.
You know what I mean? And then I saw it was like a casting call for a background role. All right, let me do it. Because acting was a second love to me. I loved it, but it wasn't something I thought that
You could step in.
music was going to get me where I wanted to be. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I was like, dang, it's dope. I'm seeing the stars and everything like that. Then I saw this, one of the stars, he played the uncle, Greg Allen Williams. I don't know the character name, but he played the uncle. He had an acting school. So then I just decided to do that. And then I just started noticing I had a natural talent for acting. And then what was another blessing was I looked like a kid. You know what I'm saying? So immediately, probably 8 months of training, I had got signed, you know what I'm saying? And then acting really took off for me from the rip.
No, so no difficulty.
Been booking nonstop ever since.
Okay, great. Thank you. Oh, okay, because I'm I could ask him another question.
I'm answering all y'all questions right?
Yeah, you're doing great. Thank you.
Who are you listening to right now from Detroit?
Detroit, yo, I've been banging I Swear Bezos.
Okay.
Yes, sir. It's song called Pig Talk.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Rap a little bit of something. I'm just.
It's a song with Babyface Ray. He's from Detroit too, right?
Yeah.
This song with somebody from Houston. I forget his name. He got this song hard.
Okay.
They got a hard song.
If you could work with anybody that you haven't worked with yet, who would that be?
In the film world or
both, film, TV, in general.
I definitely want to work with Viola Davis.
Me too.
Viola Davis is bomb. Dominique Fishback as well. You know who Dominique Fishback is?
No.
You ever watch Judas and the Black Messiah?
Oh yeah, I know that.
She plays a girlfriend. Did you watch the new?
She is funny.
Ptolemy Gray with Samuel L. Jackson. She's on that too. She's on a lot of things though.
She is
but
so
she's
silly.
dope though.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
She's dope. You know what I mean?
All right. Her and Viola.
All right, since you're talking about all the music and the hip hop, okay, I gotta ask.
All right.
But you being in this series and understanding the impact that BMF had on hip-hop, right? BMF entertainment, all the people that they actually was able to bring out. Do you feel that this series now is going to shed a light on that, or is it going to keep that negative connotation on just the traffic in here?
I definitely, I think like a little bit now, because, you know, also with hip hop is also fashion. So I think as of now, the show is embarking on that part, because I noticed that like ever since I seen BMF, you know, being in it, I've been seeing a lot of people wear Sergio now. I never seen that. I don't know if BMF started it, but I'm just saying. It's Detroit, but BMF is Detroit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like with that, you know, we wore a lot of that. We wore a lot of certain type of fashions that, you know, get talked about now. And then I think upcoming seasons, they're going to embark and shed that light on the hip hop culture, because, you know, BMF really helped, you know what I mean, empower hip hop, you know, and a lot of people that we look up to today was started by BMF. You get what I'm saying?
Especially
you know,
a lot of our Detroit artists.
yeah, so, you know, that I think definitely that BMF is going to embark on that. But as we in the earlier stages of, you know, the Family Brothers story, I think, you know, they more focused on like their story and like the fashion and all that other stuff.
Awesome. We're so happy to have you right here with us.
Oh, I'm happy. I'll answer all y'all questions, you know what I mean?
What's next for you, the actor?
What's next? Can't really say on my team is working on something right now. Something that I'm about to announce that's big. I got another TV show coming out. I'm waiting on them to announce that. So I've been working. I've also been writing. I'm also writing a book too. I'm also, you know, because I feel as though, like with my story, you know, I'm from a place where it's like 80,000 people, right? And like everybody, like my social media be flooded with everybody. People be crying on the phone, how I inspired them and all this. And it just, I feel like, who am I just to be selfish with the things that I took? You know what I mean? Some people can't fathom the thought of taking certain risks that I took.
Yeah.
You feel me? I understand my risk tolerance is very high, you know what I'm saying? And the rewards that I get, you know, is tremendous. But there's so many people in my city, so many people in your city, other cities, that's way more talented than me. But because they probably don't have the tools, or they don't think that that risk can come with a reward, that they never would do it. But if they see me, 5'6", you know, black kid, you know what I mean? I'm kind of wavy, you feel me? Doing what I do. And really tell them, like, yo, I did this, I didn't have no backing. You know what I'm saying? Like, my friends know I'm somebody that's going to have 4 or 5 jobs to get whatever's done. Because like I told you, I give my dreams a first-class treatment. No matter what it is, it's going to get done. And if I got to juggle something else, it's not that I'm going to take something from this. I'm going to figure out how to make both of them work. You know what I mean? It's either that or nothing. So a lot of people, I think with my book that I'm writing, is going to help a lot of people, you know what I mean, that didn't have the answers and tools.
Well, we look forward to seeing that one come out.
Thank you.
Let me know. I want to be able to come in and get my little book signed. No, Detroit is on the edge of our seats.
Hey, man, I actually been thinking on the title. It might be this, but it's like Dream by Any Means. I think that's gonna be the title. But,
Like that?
You know, you like that?
Yeah, that's dope.
Now, you didn't talk about mental health, because all of us are pursuing our dreams, and sometimes that can be taxing, you know, gas money, you know what I'm saying, finding a babysitter, you said you were a dad, you know what I mean? And so, what was that like, your mental health? I know you said by any means necessary, and I think Detroiters all have that hustle mentality to get out here and go get it. But a lot of men struggle with their mental health, as well as women. What advice would you give to those who are aspiring to pursue their dreams, and the type of mentality that you got to have, especially men that are fathers?
Right. I'll say, first, you know, I feel like in my whole journey, I always dealt severely with survivor's remorse. You know what I'm saying? And that battle with that has just been like tremendous. So it's like, I'm gonna explain it. Not being afraid to tell people to what you're going through.
Yeah.
You know, because as men, especially as black men, once we step out into the door, step outside the door, you know, we feel like we gotta be the fearless savage. You know, nobody can see our pain, see that we hurt or anything like that, or we're not considered men.
Yeah.
But understanding that, yo, in today's time, just because you're a man don't mean you don't have to tell somebody that, yo, you're in pain, you're going through this, you don't know what to do. And not fear being judged, even though the person that you're telling you shouldn't judge you. But, you know, you can't be afraid to get help. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, therapy, you know what I'm saying? We got to get out this way. Like, some reason in the black community, it's like, yo, you getting therapy? Like, you weird. Like, nah, you're normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're normal. You're doing what's expected. So I think that, you know, acknowledging it and talking about it and, you know, seeking, like, professional help to get you through it. Because, like I said, I dealt with survivor's remorse, like, real bad. It was always, like, every time, like I said, you know, my career went so fast, you know what I'm saying? Every time something happened that was unbelievable, it was like, yo, like, I don't feel like I deserve this. Like, I'm in this position, like, even, like, I keep it real with y'all, like, the season 1, my season 1 premiere, I was on the premiere, I was next to all the stars, and, you know, they be my colleagues and everything like this. And I'm like, yo, I don't know if I belong here. And then one of the Lil Zane homies, Big D, he told me, like, yo, you know who you with? Yo, you know who you playing? Yo, and from that moment, it had gave me a quick fix. Yeah. But it was just like stuff like that. It was always like, damn, man, I wish my friends was here.
Yeah.
Like, why my friends don't deserve to be here?
Yeah.
But I'm not thinking that, yo, God, like, yo, hey, this to you.
Mm-hmm.
So you better accept this blessing I'm giving you. You better love it because you deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that right there, being in tune with God, building my relationship with God really had helped, for real. And I really started building my relationship with God about like 2019, right before my mom passed away in 2020. But after that, my mom was heavily into, you know, God.
Yeah.
I said, you know, what my mom would want, feel me, is for me to build my relationship with God.
Yeah.
Praying every day, talking with God, you know, having walks with God. You know what I'm saying? Those are things that really helped me. So.
And you know, again, condolences for your mom. Me and my sister, we lost our mom in 2015, and I know, you know, Black Mafia family is depicting family. And a lot of families beef. We see that with the brothers, sisters beef. You know, there's beefs within the marriage, with the mom and the dad. What do you say to the Black family? You know, I grew up, you know, family reunions. My grandma cooked every Sunday. We would come over her house after church. How can we get back to that? You know, because it's almost like everybody is every man for themselves. How can I get what I can get from you? And that family isn't what it used to be. How do we get back to that?
I would say, like, your spouse is not your enemy. Mm-hmm. Your spouse is your partner, you know what I'm saying? Don't look at a person as a competition. I feel as though, like, especially, you know, people I be around, they be with people that they're in competition with. Yeah. Like, you beefing with your girl because she getting all this support on social media more than you.
Yeah.
So you feel as though she giving it more attention than you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's little stuff, you feel me? You know what I mean? That's water under the bridge. Like, you gotta focus on loving women, knowing what your needs and what is, and how can I help provide that for you, and vice versa. Because you pour 2 cups into 1 cup, it's always going to be full. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, with that right there, I think a lot of times in households now, everybody's the enemy. Everybody wants to be right. Men want to feel like they the boss of women, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. That's another problem. Like, yo, you know, women is not some type of low
talk about us
superior, you know what I mean?
Okay.
A lot of times, you feel me, the queen is the one who's really in your corner.
Talk
you feel
about
me?
us.
You want to be here right now, but women didn't held you for 9 months. So with that being said, how can you feel as though a woman is here and you're here?
Come on.
So right there, bring the balance right here.
Yeah.
And then I think that would be a great start for the family to build back.
I love that.
Right, that was real.
Just want to say this right quick. We got probably about less than 20 more minutes. So, of course, everybody, one question apiece. But bring it up. Let's get some memorable quotes from it.
You talking family. How was it to work on set?
Yeah. Oh man.
with Big Meech's son. Talk about
I guess.
that. Talk about
man.
just that love. You talking family, you talking BMF family. Tell us about that. What is that experience on?
I would say, well, the first thing with me specifically is, like, yo, he's such a charismatic person, and like when he come in the room, he's always smiling. Like, I ain't gonna hold you, cause you know we know about Big Meech and all that stuff, right? And the first time meeting Meech, I wasn't like, like thinking he was gonna be on some other stuff, but it was just a roar around him because that family legacy. But when he came into, he's like, yo, what's up? My name's Demetrius. And I was like, oh, my name's Yusef. He's like, yo, nice to meet you, yo. Like, and that right there, I'm like, I ain't like, yo, feel me? And ever since then, we've been cool. You get what I'm saying? And it works really well because I play his father's best friend. So it's like that, coming together is great. But being on set with BMF, because the family is there always too, you know what I mean? So it's like, with the cast, we're brothers. Like, we hang all the time on and off set. We talk, we able to play with each other. We able to build with the cast, with the writer Randy, with Heather, and, a lot of those people we really build bonds with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really talk to Roland West about life advice. It's not because I play him, but I look at him as a bigger brother. The show brought that relationship together. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have my big bro Roland if it wasn't for the show. But I'm gonna have him for life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with that show, it's building relationships that's gonna be unbreakable. So and then that's one thing that I really love about BMF as an actor. Like, a lot of the shows I've been on was really great, but being on set, it feels like home. Like, I don't never want to leave set. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you need me here for 20 more hours, man, I'm about to. Because they're really big on family.
That's exactly what Meech was doing, right? So it's like exactly you guys are encompassing it, right?
Yeah.
And we love that. So we see it. We see it when you guys are filming. We see it on screen. And thanks for bringing that home. You are doing exactly what he wanted to have in his family. Yeah. And just you saying that, just that little moment that this is the next generation of family, that's big. Love to hear it.
Yeah. I love Black Mafia.
So, question. You shooting the BMF being useful. I'm from like that area, that neighborhood. How does it feel playing that character, knowing that this is a true story?
What was the first part you said in the beginning? I didn't understand. And
You being useful, you yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You playing a true, like, it's somewhat fictional, but how does it feel playing that character?
Well, me outside before I even play the character, I feel as though it's like it's a great experience because as an actor, most shows is not real. So we as actors have to do the work and everything like that. But I was able to, before I started filming with BMF, I flew out to Detroit on my own to build with Roland because I feel as though if I'm going to play somebody that's real, I need to show him the respect and understand who he is. So once I understood things I need to be, and I tapped into that element, it was a surreal feel because now I feel as though as humans, it's things that we did, and it's things that we probably wanted to do. It's things that we said that we probably didn't want to say, or things that we wanted to say. And I feel like now Roland is able to live through me because I'm his outside voice, where I'm bringing him, but also I'm bringing me. And now I feel like I'm telling stories that Roland would want it to be like, for me, if he could. So it's just a real feeling.
So did you get a chance to hang out in the neighborhood that...
Oh, Southwest? Yeah. I hung out there a couple times. I got lost out there. I just driving out. I'm like, man, look, I can't be afraid. I'm from the hood anyway, but I can't be afraid to go out to Southwest Detroit on my own, even though it's against actors don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
But I'm like, I can't play this thoroughbred man and not go to his hood and see what it's about. You feel me? Like, because Roland, he be in his area all the time. So I always went there, and then I always chilled where they live at and everything like that. So it's crazy. They still own their houses.
I have a question. I don't know how far you can go into details pertaining to the show, but I do have a question related to your character. As far as Roland and everything that's going on in light of the betrayal that's going on with Mickey, is there maybe a transition where Roland will step into a different role now that this is going on, or do you see yourself your character transitioning into a more prominent role within the BMF family?
I would say, most definitely, with the episodes that all came out, is that Roland is proving himself to Meech. You know what I'm saying? Because Roland always been there, but Meech is like, he's like the big brother, even though Roland is older, I believe. You know what I'm saying? But Meech wants to shelter Roland away from all of this. You know what I'm saying? In a sense. But Roland is loyal to Meech. Like, bro, I'm not letting nothing happen to you without me being there. So I feel as though as the show, progresses, you will get to see what's the results of Roland loyalty and how Meech sees that and how he does with it and, where it takes them on that journey.
All right, thank you.
All right.
So,
about 10 more minutes. So, like I said, do y'all think, please keep it short because we got 10 more minutes. Also, this too, we will be showing part of today's episode during the event tonight. So, whoever's staying at the event, y'all have a good ass time tonight. We're about to turn up. Of course, he's going to be at the event. It's mostly going to be throwback music tonight, so a whole bunch of feel-good music, and we're going to turn it to the 80s tonight.
Damn.
But, you go ahead.
All right, I just wanted to know, are you gonna have your music in production, BMF?
No, I won't have it. I would love to, but I'm hopeful that on future shows and things of that nature that I will be able to do that.
You're still doing production, you're still doing music?
I still produce music, but very rarely now. Acting just takes over my life. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to find balance for it because that's what got me here in the first place. So I can't let that go.
So when you auditioned for your role, is that the role you auditioned for?
Roland?
Yeah.
When I had auditioned for Roland, I was auditioning for 2 roles. I don't know how familiar you is with the show, but do you know the character Darius that was Nicole's boyfriend in season 1? He got killed by Lamar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was auditioning for both of those roles. And that role was my better audition. And I'm glad that I didn't get that. So it was crazy because that role, it was young Roland because I played, in season 1 of the episodes, I was playing 12-year-old Roland. It was in like a reenactment when I was doing like a basketball shot or something like that in the living room. But, that was a one-line audition, one-line role. They took away the line, but now they kept bringing me back and back. And now, season 2, and now they got season 3 coming and everything like that. So it's amazing.
So I have a quick question. So I'm listening to you talk. So how hard is it to cut off the jersey from the Detroit when you on set, like when you're talking on that camera? Because it's 2 different things. When you started talking, I said, wow, he has an accent.
Oh, yeah? Y'all got the accent.
But we don't hear it.
I try, and that's still me as an actor. That's something that I really have to learn. I got a coach for that. Shout out to Bob Corp. He's been helping me with that accent reduction. I try, once I get into that mode, I try my best to reduce my accent.
So you never had to cut?
Nah, I mean, they never cut me on that, but I think my accent do kind of show on the show a little bit. But
Not for real though.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but I just gotta say this right quick. And I know I'm speaking for everybody in Detroit. When you get back around everybody, please tell them stop saying "what up, though." It's "what up, though."
What up, though?
Because we can hear it. Like, they say "what up, though." And another funny thing was the homie Mike Merrill. I think he's gonna be on the next
That's
episode.
my guy. That's my
He's
guy.
from Detroit. It's just funny. They got Atlanta folks playing Detroiters and Detroiters playing Atlanta. That's just
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
I think that.
So many people want instant gratification, that microwave success, opposed to that oven success that builds that longevity. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, what do you want people to know about Yusef? When your legacy is and you're long gone, what do you want people to know about you?
I want people to know that I wasn't a man that was focused on the reward. I was a man that fell in love with the process. Because that was the trick for me. I felt as though if I fall in love with the process, then I would be hardcore for the process. I would become addicted to the process, and the process will give me any type of reward. And I feel as though that's what anything, not just acting, whatever you want to do. If you love the actual process of it, when you're receiving the rewards, that's just like, all right. But, I want to go back for learning. I want to re-educate myself over and over again. And I want to be a man of that, somebody who loves to learn. No matter how old you get, you're a man that always wants to learn something more.
So where you see your career going in the next, let's say, 10 years? Where do you see yourself?
100 million.
Hey!
I definitely see myself, taking over the industry, knowing how I am, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I definitely want to pour back into kids, because I always feel as though, this isn't just for me, this is for everybody. So if I could inspire 1 million kids, then that would be great for me, you know what I'm saying?
That's good.
So since your episode, how many directors, filmmakers done hit you up?
Since my episode with BMF?
Yeah.
People hit me up all the time in my DMs, so it's been constant, it's been nonstop, but I just really try to direct them to my managers and everything like that. But it's been like nonstop.
So for upcoming actors, I know you said you started out managing yourself. How important is it to get people?
I would say with management, well, you want to get an agent first, but I have an agent and a manager. But if you're looking for a manager, make sure that you have something to manage. Because if you don't have nothing to manage, you're just giving away.
Who say that again?
So that's a lot of people, like especially in Atlanta, a lot of people want managers, and they're costly. They might get the job done, but they're here to direct your career, but they can only do so much of what they working with you. So have something to work with, and then get that manager. You know what I'm saying?
We are always here. Everybody's here to celebrate all of the success. That's why we're here, right? That's why the cameras is out. That's why the lights is out. That's why you're sitting in that chair. Tell us about that heartbreak that you had running to the and how did you really get that?
I think with the movie Till, it was, I would say I had talked about this story before, not Till, but with BMF, it's on my page. Before I had got the audition for Roland, it was about I think 50 Cent had did an open casting call at the Sweet ATL Lounge, and it was just like an open call. I went there 4 in the morning and everything, right? I thought I was ready, had a couple lines and everything. I went in there and I bombed. I didn't remember the lines. And the casting director, he was like, go again. And I froze again, and then he was like, next. Then I cried, you feel me, in the car. You feel me? I was ready to quit acting and everything. So then when I got this audition, about a year later, whatever, during the pandemic, I'm like, yo, I gotta get this role. So that right there was one of I guess the most painful one in a sense. But also it was this role for Emmett Till to play one of his cousins. I felt like I was so close to getting it. And I had got vaccinated for it and everything. And I was contemplating, do I want to get vaccinated or not? And I'm like, I'm going to do it, you feel me? Because I don't want to, block my blessing with career and also for health reasons. And I didn't get it. And I was just like, no, for a little bit. But that's what happens. You're going to hear more no's than yes, I think.
And you said that was for the Emmett Till movie?
Yeah, it was the movie Till. I think Jalen Hall played Till.
And I'm sorry, you were auditioning to play one of the cousins. How do you get your mind wrapped around something as that, Emmett Till, we all know the story. How do you get your mind wrapped around playing being a part of that story in any type of way? How do you wrap your mind around that?
It's crazy because it's like opening wounds that I never had because, I was born in the 90s, so I wasn't around that time. But, doing the research, I gotta make this my reality. So understanding that I'm somebody who lives in the South during these times and having that fear of Caucasian people was crazy because, I do method. If my character is afraid of these kind of people, in Atlanta, it's black or white. When I'm going out to Kroger or something like that, I'm
in the moment.
I don't want them to look at me. I don't want to intimidate because I don't want to get lynched or something like that. So these type of roles definitely hit hard in the heart. You know what I'm saying? So it takes time to get there, and it also takes a lot of time to get out of it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
All right. So, gonna do this right quick. Because it is 8:59, basically 9 o'clock junior. We're wrapping this up at 9 o'clock. Once again, the event tonight, y'all are more than welcome to come down. We're gonna close up here in a little bit. But was gonna do this. All right. So we're going to end up doing this. If y'all want to take a photo, if y'all want to get a drop or anything like that, quick video, y'all can get that out of the way. We are done with the interview portion. And once again, make some noise for Yusef Thomas. And if y'all been keeping up with the show, of course, it's going to be season 3. And we got a few people that are in here that were extras that was part of this last season. Can y'all raise your hands?
Okay, then.
Also, if anybody is in here interested in being part, either background extras or whatever,
Yes.
I can get y'all that information right after this. But of course, if you're any of you, I want to take photos and videos, just line up right over here, and Yusef will be more than happy.
You ready?